The minute I need air support or a combat unit, I'll be sure to call. But in the meantime, nobody picks my assets for me. Nobody.
Right after scoring a SAG award in February 2025 for her role in Emilia Perez, Zoe Saldaña wasted no time jumping back into action, literally. She shifted her focus straight back to Special Ops Lioness, a gripping spy series created by Taylor Sheridan. Now, while the show hasn't officially been renewed for a third season yet, things are looking pretty promising. Zoe herself has already confirmed she's committed to doing at least 3 seasons, which makes it super likely that Paramount Plus will greenlight another one. I mean, with her name getting even more buzz during the awards season, it'd almost be a missed opportunity not to keep the show going into 2026. But here's the kicker. Lioness's streaming platform in South Africa, Showmax, might have accidentally spilled the beans. When a fan asked about the next season, they replied that it's coming soon. So even though we haven't heard anything official from Paramount yet, that's a pretty big hint that Season 3 is definitely in the works. If you're new to the series or just need a refresher, Special Ops Lioness is one of those shows that grabs you from the start. It's based on a real-life 2003 military program called Team Lioness, where female operatives were embedded in military units to help carry out sensitive missions, often involving search and seizure operations. The main character, Joe McNamara, played by Saldaña, is the one leading this top-secret program. She recruits women to go undercover and carry out operations that often put them in incredibly dangerous situations. The first season sets the stage with Joe putting her team together and hunting down a terrorist financer named Asmar Ali Amrohi. Alongside her, there's a tight-knit crew: Captain Josefina Carrillo, Cruz Manuelos, Bobby, Tucker, and Two Cups, plus other members of the Quick Response Force. Things get even messier when Cruz ends up falling for Aliyah, who happens to be Amrohi's daughter. So there's that whole emotional layer to the already tense plot. But Joe's challenges aren't just out in the field. Back at headquarters, she's navigating a maze of power plays and shadowy CIA agendas. She answers to Caitlin Meade and Deputy Director Byron Westfield, while also trying to keep her marriage to Neil, a cancer surgeon, from crumbling. It's clear that her role as a mother to daughter Kate is taking a back seat, and you can tell the guilt's starting to build. Now let's talk about Season 2. It turned up the intensity big time. There were plot lines involving Mexican drug cartels, kidnapped U.S. politicians, child trafficking, and even hints of China planning to invade Taiwan. So even though Paramount hasn't said anything about a third season, it's not hard to imagine they'll want to keep pushing the envelope. Taylor Sheridan has a way of layering in more complexity with every season of his shows, so there's a good chance that Season 3 could be the most ambitious yet. And with Saldaña getting more recognition than ever, finally, right? It feels like the perfect storm for another season. She told Vanity Fair that she's on board for at least 3, and while contracts are contracts, she made it clear that Lioness is more than just a job. According to her, working with Sheridan is a unique experience. She described him as a bit of a cowboy, someone who lives off the grid and follows his own rhythm. His writing has a specific tone, and either you get it or you don't. Even though it's hard to picture big names like Kidman and Morgan Freeman sticking around long-term, there's still hope. Showmax's teaser reply only added fuel to the fire. And even though Genesis Rodriguez just signed on for The Night Agent Season 3 over at Netflix, it's totally possible she could still return as Carrillo to wrap up her storyline in Lioness. As for what Season 3 might look like, details are scarce, but fans have theories. One idea is that Joe might finally hit her limit. Between her mounting responsibilities and her crumbling home life, she could pass the torch to Cruz and take a step back from fieldwork. That would open up some new dynamics within the team, especially if Cruz starts becoming the next leader. The end of Season 2 also gave us a glimpse of what's coming. Josefina's father, Pablo Carrillo, is brought into the fold by Byron and Caitlin, which is bound to create tension within her family. Plus, Operation Skyhawk was greenlit, and that's going to carry huge consequences. The mission? Track down and capture 2 Chinese nuclear physicists in Turkey. Not exactly a walk in the park, and it's likely to be a central plot in the next chapter. We still don't know the full cast or the exact release date for Season 3, but if history's any guide, we can make a solid guess. Season 1 came out in July 2023, and Season 2 dropped in October 2024. That's roughly a 15-month gap. So if that pattern holds, we might be looking at a release in early 2026, maybe around January. Of course, Sheridan has a packed schedule. He's juggling Landman Season 2, plus a bunch of Yellowstone spin-offs. That could slow things down for a bit. But based on how smoothly the filming went for the first 2 seasons, it doesn't seem like Lioness is the kind of show that'll get lost in the shuffle. Both seasons reportedly took about 4 to 5 months to shoot. Season 1 began filming in September 2022 in Delaware and wrapped up in Mallorca in January 2023. Then it premiered that summer. Season 2 started production in May 2024 and finished filming in August, just 2 months before it premiered in October. So the turnaround has been surprisingly quick, especially for a series with this kind of scale. When it comes to Joe's future, there's a lot to explore. She might not stay in the field for long. Cruz is already showing signs of stepping up. The final mission in Turkey pushed everyone to their limits, and Cruz's evolving role could shake things up. Not to mention, there are a bunch of loose ends waiting to be tied up. Will Joe's marriage survive? Will Cruz and Carrillo's budding connection go anywhere? These questions could become the emotional backbone of Season 3. Now let's talk reception. The first season didn't exactly blow critics away. It got a modest 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, with a lot of the criticism focused on its pacing and familiar tropes. But audiences were way more forgiving. It scored an 80% from viewers, which shows that the people watching at home connected with the characters and story. Some felt the first season started slow and ended too fast, which sparked a few Reddit threads from folks who wished the ending hadn't felt so rushed. But sticking with the show really paid off, because Season 2 was a big step up. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 89%, which is a huge jump, and most fans agreed it found its stride. That's probably why there's so much excitement around Season 3, even with the mystery around when it'll actually air. So even though Paramount Plus hasn't made anything official just yet, all signs point to Special Ops Lioness continuing its mission. Between Zoe Saldaña's commitment, Sheridan's knack for building suspenseful drama, and a fan base that's clearly invested, Season 3 feels more like a when than an if. For now, fans will just have to hang tight and wait for the next mission briefing. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below, so let me know what you'd like to see next. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop, especially if you want more updates on Seasons 3 and 4. Plus, I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's topic, so drop a comment and let's discuss. Now go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you know you want to.